So he's had to like degrade his ads to a level where he just shows cars in order to get people to come in.
Don't get it confused, don't get it confused. Yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm talking about actually like what people like Tai Lopez do and how they actually make their money. And I'm going to use Tai Lopez as an example because he's sort of the most popular one doing this. He's sort of the most known to the average person. Because there for a while he was like a literal meme. Like people took him and threw him around and made fun of him, and like he became very popular because of that. And frankly, it actually made him more money. And I'm gonna explain how that is, just sort of off the cuff, off like the top of my head, as best as I possibly can. Explain like what he does, because I think a lot of people view him as a scam. And of course, he's not like in my head the most like noble-worthy person on the planet. I mean, I'd learn a lot of business from him, but there's definitely better ways he could be doing things. But nonetheless, he's a really cool case study of digital marketing and of personal branding and of like how to make money online at scale, like more than just selling a dropshipping store or whatever. You know, like you can do much more incredible things, and Tai Lopez is really a master of presenting his image and crafting a message that appeals to tons of people. So let's look at Tai Lopez's funnel. So if you're not familiar with what a funnel is, especially for a personal brand, go ahead and check out one of my last videos where I talk about how to make $100,000 a year or more with a YouTube channel with less than 5,000 subscribers. There's a really neat video where I picked apart sort of the business model that I'm attempting to sort of put into my channel, and that I am putting into my channel. I have coaching clients and I sell programs and all kinds of stuff like that. So go ahead and check out that video if you don't know what a funnel is. But essentially the top of Tai Lopez's funnel is these mass marketed ads that have all kinds of different little cues in them. So like, for example, he has like his cars behind him, and then he has like, you know, he talks about how much money his students are making, or he talks about, you know, his story, or all kinds of things that sort of reel people in. And he starts with the cars, right? And so he's said in an interview, he's like, I've tried to talk about the business stuff on the front end of my brand and like actually try to run ads that teach people stuff, but people just don't care. So he's had to like degrade his ads to a level where he just shows cars in order to get people to come in, because at the end of the day, what he's selling is programs on how to make money. So if you look at his funnel, the top of it is mass marketed YouTube ads or Facebook ads that appeal to a mass amount of people, because they talk about things that most people are interested in, like making money and, you know, Ferraris and stuff. And he gets a lot of hate because of that. But if you go down his funnel, if you actually click on one of his ads and go to his website, you'll get hit with Facebook ads and other things where he sells multiple different things online. One of the main things that he sells, he actually sells information products, right? And courses or mastermind events or mastermind groups on Facebook, or maybe he sells high ticket events at his house or whatever. And how he does this is he delivers value to people through his ads and through his YouTube videos and such, and he's created this brand for himself where he can monetize the selling of these courses and of these programs, right? So if we break down exactly what he's done, he's broken even by spending a bunch of money and pushing out these massive ads, where on the back end he sells a product of some kind, like a course of some kind, and he doesn't even make that much money doing that. But what he does is he ends up getting a bunch of people onto an email list, or getting a bunch of people into his YouTube channel or his Facebook group, where he can then sell them on other things later. So he doesn't even make money up front, he just makes money in the back end, you know, 3 or 4 months down the line after somebody purchases one of his products. And this is what a lot of big personal brands do. They won't even really sell on the front end, and they'll just get you in with an ad, or they'll get you in with a free piece of content and then sell to you later, right? And that's how I run mine. That's how a lot of smart people run theirs, is they don't really even sell on the front end, right? So Tai Lopez in his, you know, famous "Here in My Garage" ad, right, where he talked about like, you know, here I am in my garage, I like Ferraris, I like books, whatever. He didn't even really sell you anything. He just talked, like literally he just talked for like 3 minutes about business stuff. And I think at the end he mentioned something, but he wasn't really selling you a thing. All he was doing was getting his image out there, and he knew that's what it would do, right? He knew that people would begin to recognize him because it's such a ludicrous thing to do, and it makes him stand out for a lot of people. Whether you think it's stupid or whether you love him for it, he stands out, right? That controversy makes him stand out. And so then he's able to monetize that by offering the people that love him courses, programs, information products that he sells at a high dollar in order to monetize the new incoming audience. And so that's pretty much a breakdown of exactly what he does. There's a lot more to it than that. He's hired out teams of people to essentially run Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Google ads for him, and he's taken on agencies to run his entire brand for him, where all he now has to do is interview high-level people and share the audience with them, and he makes money in the back end. And, you know, there's probably a more detailed breakdown of Tai Lopez and his funnel and what he does exactly, but the reason he's such a neat case study is because there's a lot you can learn from him, as whether you hate him or whether you love him, right? I'm pretty neutral on him, actually. There's a lot you can learn, and the main thing that you can learn, and I'll end the video on this, is something called a sales bubble principle. Now, I was just on a client call with there's a client of mine where they're a fitness brand, and they're doing like $10,000 in revenue a month, most of it's profit. Not like all of its profit, because they're in the fitness coaching realm. It's a boyfriend and girlfriend team. They're making $10,000 a month in the fitness coaching niche, and they want to take it online and start a personal brand and grow an audience online. And I told them the sales bubble principle, where essentially you imagine this bubble being your content and the reach of your content, right? If you can imagine that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get everybody out here into this bubble, right? And if you break even doing it, that's fine. So this bubble can represent an email list or a YouTube subscriber list or whatever. As many people out here as you can get in, the better, because the more people you can sell something to. Especially if it's a digital item, you can sell every single person that digital item and never run out of stock. So what Tai Lopez does, or what these big brands do, is they'll spend $6, $7, $8 per lead to get them to buy a $6, $7, $8 product, like a PDF or an ebook of some kind, and then they are now in the sales bubble, where they can market to them other items or other courses or programs or physical products or whatever, because they now trust the person, because when they buy that $6 or $7 or $8 product, it has so much value within it that they can't help but want more from them. So I don't know if Tai follows this sort of method, but I know that Grant Cardone does, and I know that many other people like them do, where they're willing to spend a bit of money to get a single person to purchase, because they know that on average, out of every 10 people that purchase their thing, one is going to go on to buy a $300 or $400 thing, and then that's when they start making their money, right? So I hope that makes sense. That's sort of a breakdown of how these big brands work and how they function, and it's sort of the big picture of what I'm attempting to build with my brand online is sort of this, you know, this funnel where the top is bringing value and getting people into a system where I can continue to bring them more help and more aid, and being 3 or 4 steps ahead of everybody that I teach, so I can monetize that information, right? And that's what a lot of these people do, and that's how you can build it yourself. You can do that in any niche, really. You can do it, like I said in the previous video, you can do it in the guitar niche, right? You can make money teaching people guitar and selling courses on guitar and getting coaching students on how to play guitar, right? There's all kinds of things that you can do online. Information is a really neat business to scale, and I recommend that you look into how the pros are doing it, because there's a lot you can learn from them. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe down below and turn on notifications for more uploads. As well, follow me on Instagram. There's a ton of updates over there about what I'm up to, much more behind the scenes stuff about my lifestyle and what I'm doing, and the business updates and who I'm hanging out with, and etc. Really, really important stuff to know. If you want to know more about me, check out that Instagram page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Don't get it confused, don't get it confused. Yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah, yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah, yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune.